Hello everyone, I'm Susanna with Hypnosis Haven, and today I'm going to speak about hypnosis for stroke survivors. Hypnosis and hypnotherapy is something that can help stroke survivors in many different ways. When someone suffers a stroke, what can happen is that they're going to now focus on the things that they can no longer do. And that can lead to more negative thoughts and downward mental spirals. And then self-defeating behaviors can begin, and the person no longer wants to try. When someone adds hypnosis and hypnotherapy to their wellness and recovery program, what happens is they're able to lift their self-esteem up. They're able to see that there are actual benefits and progresses that can happen, that do happen, not just with hypnosis or because of hypnosis, but because hypnosis is part of the process. We work with the doctors, we work with the physical therapists, with the other therapists, that even the yoga instructors, we work with other people and professionals that are there to help the stroke survivors regain their abilities and return to a sense of normalcy. When someone suffers from a stroke, they have lost the ability sometimes to walk, to talk, and to use their arms, their hands, and they can have impulsive behavior. There's something called figure ground perception, where they will stop when the ground changes. So, like as I'm looking right there, the hardwood floor ends, and then the carpet begins. And when someone has a stroke, there's that pause. And we're able to use hypnosis to help that pause not happen anymore. We use hypnosis to help the person have confidence again, that they can change, that they can improve, that things will get better, even if it's in increments. And that's part of it, is that we expect things to happen fast, we expect things to happen quickly in huge amounts of change, but sometimes change happens incrementally, and something as small as even just having the desire, the willpower, that can be overlooked. And that can be improved in hypnosis. So when you increase your willpower and your desire to improve, now you want to try. Now the person is going to want to try to get up, to stand up, to reach for something, to speak again. These are things that can happen with the stroke, and then the person doesn't want to do these things. So we use hypnosis to increase self-motivation, willpower, and the desire to try again, to not just give up. So when someone adds hypnosis to their wellness program, what we're doing is using the brain's own neuroplasticity and its ability to rebuild and to find another way to get the same job done. What I've had in success stories with my stroke recovery clients is when they have the different sensations on the left side or the right side of the body. Sometimes there's a tightness, there's a numb feeling, there's pain, there is just the inability to move, to flow the body as it used to. So we use hypnosis to create the sensation. We can change the sensations in the body. We can allow the body to release the pain. We can allow the arm, the hand, to reach again and to do it without conscious thought, because it becomes a thought, like reach for the glass, and then you have to tell yourself and tell the body. So then what happens is you just do it without thinking about it anymore. I have female recovery clients that are able to comb their hair, to put their hair up after a stroke when they couldn't lift their arm up, after a while from the stroke. So it's little things like that, not getting overheated when they're trying to go through the day and then they start to feel anxious or helpless. Then now they don't feel that anxiety and that helplessness anymore. Now they feel more confident, more patient, and more reassured. So that way it goes on throughout the day. It's not just one thing that is helped with the hypnosis being added to it. So when you're able to move and you're able to do the things, then improvement happens, confidence builds. And sometimes people reach plateaus in therapy and they think this is it, this is as good as it's going to get. And that might not necessarily be the case. So then we use hypnosis to help with that. We use hypnosis to help with impulsive behaviors that can happen also. I know from some of my clients that they want to go back to driving, and then it becomes I'm going to go, and then it's an impulse, it's a desire, it's like I'm going to do this, and they're not listening to any of the caregivers that they have, any of the family members, anyone around them that are trying to tell them you can't do this yet. So it's lessening those impulsive behaviors. Hypnosis also helps with memory recall. So if you have some sort of challenges in remembering things, then we use hypnosis for that. And you can use that to improve your memory so that if there was any memory lost, then we can go into the subconscious and bring the memories back up so that things that you want to remember can be remembered. We also help with diet. Very often it can be a lifestyle that has brought upon a stroke. So if you need to change your smoking, if you need to change your diet, if you need to change those things, then we use hypnosis in that sense to help with it. But we also use it just to help in getting the person to move forward and feel motivated, so that way they don't get stuck in staying hurt and being the victim. It goes from being a stroke victim to being a stroke survivor. So even just changing the words and the language around the process can help a person improve. Another thing too is when somebody is coping with this news, with this experience, do you go to food to cope? Are you using food to help with the stress and the sadness? So we want to use hypnosis to help take those coping strategies away and to put other more positive, beneficial ones in their place. Another way that we use hypnosis is in preparation for physical therapy. So when I was putting this together, I went to a rehab center, and I saw what happens is that the people just arrive, reception, they're called, they go in, and they get right to it. There's not so much of a warm-up. And if the person was breathing, if they breathed through it, if they did it, then they might be able to have more success. And if they learned how to flow, and if they were saying positive, more affirmative things to themselves while they're doing it, not just the therapist, but themselves, they might have more progress in the whole process of recovery. So there's recordings for a client to listen to in between sessions, and that helps reaffirm and establish more confidence and more of what we're working with. So when you come in for a session, we're going to work on what your challenges were for the week. I have a map of what we should be doing, but sometimes things come up, and so then I figure it into what we're doing, or I give you a recording to help if it's something that you can just listen to with the recording and it's not something that we need to interact on, and you just want to have that recording to listen to and to help improve your perception of the situation. You listen to the recordings, and those recordings you can listen to from your phone. I send a link, and anywhere where you get your email, you can listen to those recordings. So that is basically how hypnosis can help. It is not the cure for it, but it does help. Something that people do ask is how many sessions? With stroke recovery, it's challenging to say, oh, it's going to be within 6 to 12 sessions, because this is different. We are typically not a long-term type of therapy. Hypnotherapy does not go on for years and years. When you're doing hypnosis and hypnotherapy, you would have the recordings to listen to, and it's a constant progress. So from the 6th session on, everything that you get is now a lifelong benefit. So in the first few sessions, because the sessions are 30 minutes, it's going to take a little bit of time to get it to really set in. And everything that you do from the 6th session on is something that's going to be with you for life. So the disposition, the willpower, all of those things, just being able to try. And that is something that's really key. I have one stroke survivor client who, after the 2nd session, mentioned to me that they were excited about walking again for the first time in 3 years, just after 1 session. It was accepted that this person wasn't going to walk anymore, and that was it. And so this person just accepted it. But after having the session and the recording in between the sessions, after the 2nd session, when they checked in with me again before the 3rd session, they let me know that they were excited to try to walk again. After, I think we were at about 15 sessions, the client was walking again. By the 20th session, the client was able to walk from the door to the car and not use a walker. The client was able to go around the car. The client was able to walk around the house. The client was able to take out the trash without assistance. So it does help. It helps in even just that bit of wanting to try, of not giving up. And that is something that hypnosis is very effective in helping recovery clients from. So if you have any questions about how hypnosis, hypnotherapy can help you if you've had a stroke or know someone that had a stroke, feel free to contact me through my website, Susanna@hypnosis-haven.com. And on my website, you can schedule a free consultation where I'll help you and finding out if this is something that I can help you out with. If it's out of my scope, then I will refer you to someone who can help you. And if we do need to speak with the doctor and make sure the doctor knows that you're working on this, we'll find all of that out during the consultation call. Thanks again for watching. This is Susanna with Hypnosis Haven. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos and information on hypnosis and how hypnosis can help. Bye.